record on. If you have any questions, you'll be able to use the chat function, and then at the end, if anyone wants to come off mute, I can do that for you, just so that you can ask any questions that you might have. So I'll hand you over now to Beverly from First Rung. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. So thank you for joining us today. It's absolutely brilliant that you're really trying to support your children in kind of making their next step. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. So hopefully you can all see this.
Yeah, we can see that.
Yeah, is it better like that?
That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm Beverly Woodhouse, and I'm the recruitment and marketing manager for First Rung. So we are your local training centre. So we are based just in Colindale, so not too far from where you are. To be precise, we're literally where the drive-through McDonald's is. Opposite there, there's an office block on the corner, and we're on the ground floor of that office block. So today I'm just going to be talking to you about apprenticeships. We're going to go over kind of different apprenticeships that are out there, different levels, and also how you can kind of help your children apply for apprenticeships and where to look for apprenticeships and things like that. At the end, definitely, please do, we'll have some time for questions as well. So First Rung, we've been around actually in April, we're going to be celebrating 40 years. So we are kind of very established. We've been around for 40 years, and we concentrate on really supporting school leavers. So from 16 to 18 years old, we specialise in supporting them onto apprenticeships. So it doesn't matter what GCSE grades they've got. We've actually got 3 different programmes to support them onto apprenticeships. I'll go over those in a bit more detail later on. So we're just going to start talking about apprenticeships in general, just to give you a bit of information about exactly what they are. A lot of people kind of think, oh, you know, apprenticeships there for if you didn't do well at school. But that's really kind of an old-fashioned kind of way of looking at it. Apprenticeships, the government have put so much behind apprenticeships, and they really are. There's so many new apprenticeships out there now. It is a good option for your children. So when they leave school, really, there's going to be 3 options for them. So the first one is going to their 6th form, staying on and doing A-levels. The second option would be going on and going to a college. But there is that third option. Your third option is actually getting an apprenticeship. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So an apprenticeship is actually a job. So they can actually leave school at 16 and start working, or they can leave after their A-levels. What it is that it's a job. So they've got 4 days at work, and then 1 day a week they would come, for instance, to our training centre in Colindale to do their qualification. So they do, they choose the qualification that they're doing, and there'll be 1 day they do their qualification, 4 days working, and then this is the old kind of thing, oh, you know, apprenticeships, all they do is make a cup of teas. It's not like that at all. They've got a contract of employment. They've got a paid salary. They also get sick pay, holiday pay, all the benefits, Christmas parties, all of that all comes into it. And they've got a job description, and you know they work hard. Okay, so it is actually a really good way for them to gain work experience and earn money and qualifications at the same time. So, you know, is an apprenticeship for my child? I mean, you really kind of got to, each child, you can't answer that question because every child is obviously different. If a child is kind of disengaging a bit at school, or they just kind of are finding it hard to kind of sit down in a lesson, then apprenticeships is a really good way of kind of breaking that up, you know, actually going to work and obviously just doing the 1 day of study. Apprenticeships now, as I say, the apprenticeships range from level 2 right up to level 6. So that's how things have changed. There's, you know, the degree levels are from 4 to 6. And so they need different kind of standards of people, different, you know, some might only require their level 4s in English and maths. some will want higher. It all depends on the different levels of apprenticeship that they go into. An apprenticeship definitely isn't an easy option, okay, because a young person has to do 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, all right? So if you, I know sixth form is also kind of normally Monday to Friday, but I know some BTECs, they may only be about 3 days a week and things like that. So I would say an apprenticeship isn't an easy option, yeah, because you are holding down a full-time job, so you're working those 4 days a week, plus you're coming into the training centre to do your study as well. So 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Normally your training days are a little bit shorter and you finish at 4. So as I said earlier, you know, if you're academic, go to university really isn't the way forward anymore, because what it is just a different style of learning. And I'll touch a little bit on degree apprenticeships later. So why do an apprenticeship? I think the main thing I always hear from young people, as I'm the marketing person, I'm constantly talking to young people and saying, you know, what are the benefits of doing your apprenticeship? What have you got from it? And I think they've all said, you know, oh, when I started, I was so shy and I thought, you know, I was shy to talk to adults. And now how confident they have become actually going into the workplace. Also, a major factor is they earn money. So, you know, they're managing their own money, they're getting paid. It just makes them feel a lot more independent. And obviously, they're gaining so many new skills because they're holding down a job. They also get their qualification. And obviously, there's no debts. So, if you are thinking of a degree apprenticeship, you do not pay to do an apprenticeship. Okay. So, apprenticeships come in all different forms, okay? So these are some of them on the screen. So you've got, obviously everyone knows, you've always got all the trades, yeah? So your plumbing and things like that, but it can be from anything, from like animal care, dentistry, nursing, you know, hairdressing, teaching. So there's a massive range of apprenticeships out there for young people. So I'll touch on it later. I did have a video, but I can't play it. So I'll go, when we talk a bit later, I'll explain about some of the different opportunities as well. But just to start on the levels, all right. So a young person can leave school at 16 and they would either start on a level 2 or a level 3 apprenticeship. So a level 2 is equivalent to 5 GCSEs. All right, and that's they would be working for 12 months to 15 months. The level 3 is a year and a half, and that's equivalent to 2 A levels. And then after you've done these levels, you've then got the higher degree apprenticeship levels, and they are anything from 3 to 6 years. Okay, so all of these apprenticeships are the same. All of them involve working, so holding a job, and also doing the training at the same time. At the moment, so if you was to start apprenticeships at 16, the national minimum wage for a 16 to 18-year-old is £4.81 per hour. It doesn't sound great, but then if you think about it, what I always say to my young people is at the end of the day, you're going to be getting a minimum of like £170 going into your bank a week. So it's £672 a month. A lot of our young people are interested in things like estate agents now. So I say to them, you know, if you, rather than just going studying about property management and doing a BTEC, for instance, if you was to do an apprenticeship, you would be, with us, you'd be doing your business administration level 3 qualification, and then you'd be working in an estate agent, learning about, you know, the actual running of an estate agent and the business property management. Now, the thing is, what this would give you, if you was earning £672 a month, you can then afford to do your driving lessons. Yeah. So this is the kind of key things. With estate agents, it's really vital. They always ask if they've got driving license, you know, not so much owning a car, but they really do want them to have their license. So earning that money really kind of for driving lessons, saving cars and things like that. So that's the basic. All right. So that's when they start 16 to 18. Some of our employees, some of our nursery assistants are already paying £12,000 per annum. I know some of them in London pay about £15,000. So they all pay different, but then that's the national minimum. You wouldn't get lower than £672 per month. So the higher degree apprenticeships, these are funded still by the government, okay, and also the employer. The same principles again. The only thing with the higher degree apprenticeship is they last a year longer. So if you was doing a 3-year degree, this would take you 4 years because you're only doing 1 day a week. All right. So it takes you that little bit longer, but you don't pay for the degree. You are getting paid whilst you're working, and more than anything, you're gaining work experience. You know, we all hear the stories about how often young people finish their degree and then they can't find a job. You know, if you've done a degree apprenticeship, you're going to have been working your way up, you're gaining that experience in that profession, so that will really help you get a job at the end of your degree, or you'll just stay with that company and move up. At the moment, there's the higher degrees are quite new. So at the moment, there's about 80 universities in England that are offering higher degrees. I know the NHS offer a lot of the higher ones, and also teaching assistants and things like that. I think I've just said this. Yeah, so some of the big companies like Rolls-Royce, banks, NHS, like I said, offer the degree apprenticeships. So this is what was in my video, but I will talk you through this. So then it's like, okay, so where do I find out about apprenticeships? Okay, this is the main place to start. So it's www.apprenticeships.gov.uk. All right. Now, for my son, I actually set this account up for him. Okay, it took me 5 minutes, and even if I've realised how valuable. I've got a son in year 9 who's just trying to choose his GCSEs. And it was a really good thing for me to actually show him and say, look, this is have a look at kind of the jobs you're interested in. And then in there, it will ask, say what kind of qualifications they're looking for. And it just kind of broadens their mind to kind of what apprenticeships are out there. So you literally just go on to apprenticeships.gov.uk and you click on create an account. And then you can either put in predicted grades if they're just waiting for their GCSEs, and it doesn't matter if they're not accurate because you can go back in and edit it, or if they're already doing A levels, they've got their GCSEs, they can list them and then just predicted A levels. Or you can just kind of create an interest account for your year 9, just put in, you know, a different age, and then just so you can help broaden their minds on what kind of apprenticeships are out there. So once you've created your account, okay, you can then put in any job titles, engineering, estate agents, finance, and it will then bring up apprenticeships that are in. You can either click on 5-mile radius, 10-mile radius, and it'll actually bring up all the apprenticeships. If you just even put business in, all the apprenticeships that are in that area, and they can start looking for that. The thing is with apprenticeships, they are real jobs, all right? So you can apply anytime. So what you'll see that will be on there will be current. It's also a really good thing to kind of think about. So, you know, with your son or daughter, they might say, oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm going here. I'm going to go college and I'm going to study this. And sometimes they're just following their friends. And what we find is we get really busy in about October, November time, where they've gone off to college or they've sometimes started their A levels, and they might find A levels is so much harder than what they expected, or even with college, they're like, oh my God, I've just, you know, I picked the wrong course. So it's always really good to remember apprenticeships as a backup option. You know, if they do start something in September and they're not happy with it, they have got that chance to move, because apprenticeships run all year round. They don't have to wait to the following year, sit out a whole year doing something they don't enjoy. They can start an apprenticeship at any time in the year. All right. Another place to look, okay, is we also advertise. We're not on there at the moment. We kind of go more on the summertime. But another place is Get My First Job. That you can they can also upload their details in, and it's just slightly different from the National Apprenticeship website, in that employers can actually contact them as well, or training providers that have vacancies can send them texts. So if they're really kind of trying to widen their job search, Get My First Job is another one that we use. And also, so we're your local training provider. So you can also search on our website. We have our vacancies, but we also have a contact us page if you just want more information. If you are lucky enough that you actually have a child and they know what they want to do, I mean, that's brilliant. I mean, a lot of children are kind of unsure, but if they do know, they say, right, you know, this is what I want to do. It's really a good idea to kind of look up local companies, big companies in London, corporate companies, and then start to follow their like LinkedIn, their social media pages, look on their websites for careers, because sometimes the bigger, more corporate companies don't put their vacancies on the National Apprenticeship website. So don't just look under apprenticeships.gov.uk. Also search for things like ITV, if they're interested in kind of film, media, stuff like that. I know ITV do their own thing, the NHS do their own thing. Some of the big, larger banks have their own stuff, own apprenticeships. There's really also to do a bit of research on Google and look into companies and follow them and look on their kind of, you know, if they've got a newsletter, sign up so you can get kind of tags about their vacancies coming up. Also, a lot of people say, you know, their families and friends, they knew someone. So again, if they know what trade they want to go into, what industry they want to go into, and you've got family or friends that work in this industry, it's really good to ask them if they'd be looking for an apprentice as well. Okay, so we are down the road, as I keep saying. So we've actually got an apprenticeship open day on Wednesday, the 29th of March. I would love people just to pop in and see us. So we're open between 4 and 7 for the open day. So if you want to come in with your your son's daughters, or if they want to come in with you, we just offer such a different option when they leave school. If you've got obviously sixth form, which they'll be very familiar with. Some of the students don't actually get into the sixth form, so it's really, you know, the more people that you can go out and visit. I always say to young people in events, look at all your options, you know, look at sixth form, but also go and visit all of your local colleges, and then look at apprenticeships and see if you can get out there and visit your training providers. We are so much smaller than a college. I feel some of the young people that I know, they were so glad when they came across First Rung because they didn't get into sixth form, and then they was really daunted by the fact of going into Barnet in Southgate, this big, huge college. So when they came to First Rung, they was like, wow, this is really modern and small. There's a lot more kind of wraparound support. We really do support our students because we're a smaller organisation. So if any of you would love to like to come along, I'm going to leave all my contact details at the end of this as well. So you can email me personally, you can give me a call, but you can come in and just have a look around our centre on that day. If that doesn't work for you, we're always open to just showing you around. If you called me, we would be more than happy just to give you a centre tour. But on this day, the trainers will be there, so they'll also be talking about the apprenticeships that we offer. All right, so just in a nutshell about apprenticeships then. Do help you kind of get ahead with gaining that valuable work experience, okay? So it's work experience, the fact that you get paid. You're also gaining level 3 qualifications, and more than anything, the skills you develop, you know, the confidence to talk to your colleagues, you know, to kind of end up advising people. I was just doing a success story for National Apprenticeship Week, and our manager at our Colindale Centre, who you would meet if you came in, Nadia, she started as an apprentice. So she started when she was 17 years old, and she's worked her way right up to management. So, you know, that it's just a kind of a different route for you to take. All right, so just a little bit about First Rung. So this doesn't work. Let me just see, there we go. So as I was saying earlier, we have 3 main courses, okay? So we have a study program course. So that's if they're 16 and they don't achieve, they say they get 3s in maths and English. We have a 1-year program where we work with them to get their maths and English, but we also do business admin, customer service, or health and social care, early years health and social care. And in that 1 year, we really concentrate on their maths, English, gaining a level 1 in one of these subjects, and then we move them on to an apprenticeship after that. So that's a 1-year course, and then after the 1-year course, they progress on to an apprenticeship. And now the other one is our actual apprenticeships. So we do apprenticeships in business admin, accounting, early years, but we also do customer service and teaching assistants. But this one, what we started to do is we found young people when they was leaving school or college, they was coming to us and they didn't have any kind of idea about what business admin was, what they was going to do. So we've created a 12-week short course. And on that, we do interview preparation, we create their CV with them, and we also do a short 12-week introduction into business administration, or they do their level 2 accounting bookkeeping qualification, so that's just part of it, or an introduction into early years. And that just sets them up, so we don't just throw them out there. They kind of got a basic knowledge of kind of what they're going to be doing when they start their job. So that's a 12-week course. And then they are our main. So we have level 2 in customer service and early years. And then we also have level 3 in business administration, accounting and teaching assistants. So for all of our apprenticeships, they do need a level 4 in maths and English. And that's it. For accounting, we used to say 5 GCSEs. But now that we've brought in the Pathways programme, we kind of work with and we do that introduction AAT level 2. So now across all of our programmes, we do just say level 4s in maths and English. But sometimes they might have a level 3 and a 4, and then we could put them on the Pathway programme and help them get that maths or English before then putting them on to an apprenticeship. So no matter what their qualifications when they're 16 to 18, we have a programme to support them, and our whole aim is to get them out working and out doing an apprenticeship and earning money. So these are some of our examples of our vacancies. So we, as I was saying, business admin really covers a lot of things. So we have anything from working in doctor surgeries, the customer service ones are more like reception-based roles. Estate agents are really popular at the moment. We have recruitment, and even some marketing comes under the business admin as well. And then obviously the accountancy ones. So the accountancies are working in finance firms. We have nursery assistants, teaching assistants, but they are only in primary schools. And then we also have work quite closely, which is quite close to us all, which is the village school. So that's one of our special education needs schools, and we do teaching assistants jobs there too. So as an overview, what I would say is, yeah, no matter what your child's first choice is, do try and encourage them, not just to kind of leave school in June and say, I'm just doing this one thing. Try and really encourage them to go to any career fairs that are out there, look into, Google what they want to do. Luckily, your school, which is brilliant, does have a careers fair. So really do go around and try and just get a bit of information from every stall, because that will, sometimes they think, oh, I don't want to do that. But when they actually stop and talk to the people at the careers fair, it's actually quite interesting what they can offer. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. So that's it from me. Here are my contact details. Okay. So if anyone, obviously we've got time for questions now. But if anybody does want to give me a call tomorrow or send me an email, I'm more than happy to talk to you. And then that's also, if you want to, we've got our website, and also we've got all of our social media platforms there. Our website, oh my gosh, it's not even on there. So our website is www.firstrung.org.uk, and there's some of our success stories on there too. Right, so that's it from me. Anybody got any questions?
If anyone does have any questions, if you just want to put your hand up and I can unmute you then, or you can pop it in the chat.
Does everybody kind of get a bit more about what apprenticeships are?
I think we've got one person with their hand
Yep.
up, so I'm just going to ask them.
Hi there. Hi. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Hi, this is Orestes Dante speaking. I just wanted, I can see you gave the details because I came a bit late to the meeting and then I didn't got the ins and outs very well. He hasn't finished school yet and he will be finishing probably next year. So in the meantime, is it possible for me to contact you directly and then we can talk about it a little bit more in depth? Is
Yeah,
that okay?
of course. And what we do for, so is he year 10?
No, he's year 12 right now.
Oh, right. So he's finishing his A levels. Yeah. So what we do, if you give me a call, or if you want to pop in, we've got an open day, and then you can actually come in and have a look around. Maybe if I could give you some leaflets, or could you share the open day for me, Christine, as well? Christina.
Open, yeah.
Yeah, and then so everyone's got that information if you want to come in and look. But otherwise, what we'll do now is we'd start booking young people in to come in after their exams have finished. So they can come in and have an interview at our Colindale Centre.
Yes.
And then we do like an in the summer we do like an enrolment day, so they get to meet
Yes.
other students that are joining, and we just get everything in place so then they can start with us in
Is that
September.
open day? Is the open day in March, the one
It
you were
is.
talking about?
Yeah, that's right. So it's on March the 29th, I think it is. Yeah, 29th of March between 4 and 7.
Right,
It
29.
gives, and it will really give your kind of young person, your son, daughter, time just to come around and have a look and see the
10 to
different
7 in the evening, you said?
Yeah, between 4 and 7 in the
Oh, 4,
evening.
7, yeah. Okay, all right, so, okay, then, well, thank you so much, I appreciate that, I needed to
No
know.
problem. No
Thank
problem.
you, thank you.
Thank you, Beverly. So I don't think there's any more questions. So thank you everyone for attending this evening, and thank you, Beverly, for your time as well and presenting. That was really, really useful. If anyone does have any questions, they can email Beverly on that email address that was provided, or you can drop me an email and I can get in contact with Beverly as well. But if that's everyone, then thank you very much and have a lovely evening.
Thank you. Thanks for coming and thanks for listening.